A very good morning to all the students. This video for the class 7th subject science, chapter number 18, that is wastewater story. So this is your lecture number 1. So the topics to be covered in this chapter, we will be cover the topics. So first topic is water pollution. Second is the major water pollutant. What are the major water pollutant? Third, what is wastewater? Fourth one is water as a lifeline. Next is the what is sewage and the wastewater treatment plant. So let us begin this lecture with the first topic, that is water. So the first topic is water pollution. So when the water present on the earth in the oceans or in the sea, rivers, lakes, ponds and under the ground gets contaminated, it is termed as water pollution. When the water present in the oceans, on the earth in the oceans, rivers and lakes, then that underground water gets contaminated. So that contamination is termed as water pollution. So you know that we get the clean water from the taps, wells and tube wells, and they use it for the various activities in our daily life. Okay, like the washing, mopping, cleaning and bathing. So by using the water for all these activities, so the clean water become dirty, okay, and flow into the drains as a waste water. So this water get contaminated. So that is water pollution. Next, the substances that cause water pollution are called as water pollutants. So those substances that cause water pollution, that are water pollutants. Next is about the major water pollutant. What are the major water pollutant? First is sewage. Second is about the industrial chemical wastes. Third is agriculture effluent. Fifth one is the oil spills, thermal waste. So these are the major water pollutants and the suspended solute. So first is sewage. So the sewage is a massive amount of a wastewater or sewage is dumped into the water bodies. So these water bodies are rivers and seas. So it pollute their fresh water and make it inappropriate for any kind of consumption due to the rise of several bacteria and other microorganisms. Okay, it not only affects the aquatic life of the water bodies, but also it leads to severe diseases like the cholera, diarrhea and the typhoid. So cholera, diarrhea and the typhoid, these are the waterborne diseases. Because of the water, these diseases occurs. Okay. Next is the industrial chemical waste. So this is also a major water pollutant. So in industrial chemical waste, there the harmful chemicals such as the lead and the mercury are often dumped by the industries into the water bodies, into the seas or into the ponds. So directly when they dumped into the water bodies, that contaminated their water. So this is also a major water pollutant. Next is the agriculture effluents. So the agriculture, like the fertilizers and the pesticides and these insecticides, so these are used in the agriculture purpose. So these farm waste, fertilizer, pesticides and insecticides are often washed off by the rain to the water bodies. Okay, and by washed off by the rain to the water bodies, so it contaminates the water. So this is also a major water pollutant. Next is the oil spills. Oil spills, that is often occurs due to the accident or leakage of the oil in the sea. Okay, then it leads to loss of the aquatic life. It's also a water pollutant. Then the thermal waste. So you know that the thermal industries often spill warm water in the water bodies that decreases its oxygen content. Okay, so these thermal industries or thermal waste decrease the oxygen content in the water bodies. So it also leads to rise in a temperature of the water which is not suitable for the aquatic animals. Next is the suspended solids. So these are the the water pollutant. Suspended solid is become from the soil erosion or the untreated sewage and the mining purpose. So these suspended pollutant, these block the sunlight from reaching the aquatic plants and animals. So these suspended solid, these pollutant block the sunlight from reaching the aquatic plants and animals. So they change their habitat. Okay, so these are the water pollutant. Next is about the what is waste water. So the water that has been used and is not fit for the usage again is called the waste water. It is dirty water from the laundry, toilet, sinks and the drains. So waste water, by using that water for all these activities like the cleaning, washing, mopping, bathing, so this clean water becomes dirty and flow into the drain as a waste water. Okay, so this waste water contain a number of impurities that cannot be used unless it is cleaned again. Next is about water, a lifeline. So you know that water is a lifeline and clean water is essential for drinking, cooking, food and for the proper hygiene. So but unfortunately there are the more than a billion people who do not get clean and the safe drinking water. So the lack of the clean water is the reason for a number of waterborne diseases like cholera, diarrhea. Okay. So at many places, women and girls walk for the miles to get the clean water. So people often wait and stand in the queues to get the water from the tanker as there is a no direct supply to their homes. So the scarcity of the clean water is increasing day by day due to increasing in population. Okay, due to increase in population, industrial growth and the urbanization. So water, we totally depend on the water. Next, so we all need the clean water, however not all can access the same. So hence it is necessary not only to preserve the water but the clean water, the used water before dumping it into the seas or any other water bodies. Okay. So this is why the United Nations proclaimed the period between 2005 and the 2015 as the International Decade for the Action on Water for the Life. The United Nations took a serious note of it and decided to spend a decade, means to spend 10 years from 2005 till 2015 towards efforts in getting access to safe drinking water for all the people. Okay, so on the World Water Day, that is on 22nd of March in 2005, the General Assembly of the United Nations decided that the period that is about 2005 to 2015 would be an international decade for the action of water for life. Okay, so during this time, during this 2005 to 2015, during this time, all the efforts were made to make a safe drinking water accessible to as many people in the world as possible. Okay. Next is about what do you mean by the cleaning of water. So cleaning is a process, it is a process in which the pollutant from the water are removed before the water reaches to the water body or before it is used again. So cleaning of water simple means where in which the pollutant are removed from the water before the water reaches to the water body or before it is used by the people. So this complete process is called as sewage treatment. We can also say that it's a sewage treatment because removing the pollutant from the water, that is also a sewage treatment. Next is about the sewage. What is sewage? So the wastewater from the houses, from the offices, from the industries areas, from the hospitals and the other sources is called sewage. So sewage contains the various types of impurities, or we can say the contaminants. It's a complex mixture of a suspended solid, organic and inorganic impurities. So these things make a sewage. Means the wastewater from the houses, the wastewater with the inorganic impurities and organic impurities, that is sewage. Next, the rainwater that flows into the drains during the heavy rainfall is also sewage because it contains pollutants, that is washed off from the roads. Because this water gets contaminated because of the pollutant that is present in the roads. Next is about the sewage included how much contaminants and some examples. First is the organic impurities. In organic impurities like animal and the plant waste in the sewage. Okay. First, some examples in the organic impurities are human feces, animal waste, oil, urine, pesticides, herbicides, fruits and the vegetable waste. So like the animal dung, human feces, animal waste like animal dung, urea, fruit and vegetables waste, oils. So these are some example of the organic impurities. Next is about the inorganic impurities. So inorganic impurities means the dissolved chemicals like detergent, nitrate, phosphates, phosphate metals, pesticides, herbicides. So the nitrate, phosphate act as a nutrient for the algae to grow in a contaminated, or we can say contaminated word is also known as we can say that the polluted water. Okay. Next is about the nutrients. So nutrients are the phosphorus and nitrogen. Next, the bacteria. So the bacteria, the harmful bacteria that is present in the wastewater, bacteria that cause waterborne diseases like the cholera, diarrhea, typhoid. So these are the harmful bacteria that is present in the water. And the other microbes like protozoans and viruses. So such as which cause dysentery, or protozoa like entamoeba. Okay, this is a protozoan entamoeba. It causes a dysentery disease. Hepatitis A virus can cause jaundice. So these are some contaminants that is present in the sewage. Next is water fresheners and eventful journey. Now we are talking about the eventful journey of the water, how it's water fresheners. So first is about the sewer. So sewer is a large and the small pipes that are installed in building to carry the sewage water are sewers. So you know that the sewers or sewerage systems consist of networks of the big and the small pipes that connected to the drain of the houses. Okay, like the kitchen sinks, bathroom, wash basins, a toilet, washing machines. Okay, and any other drain from the floors. So then second is sewerage. Sewerage, a network or a transport system consists of sewer, is called sewerage. Sewer is a large and a small pipe that are installed in the building to carry the sewage water, that are sewer. And sewerage, a network or the transport system that consisting of several sewer, that is sewerage. It carries the sewage water from the point where it is produced to the point where it is disposed. Firstly, they carry from the point where it is produced and they and to the point where it is going to be disposed. It is at that place where they are going to be treated. Next is, it consists of manholes that are located at every 50 to 60 meter. And the manholes are installed at a point where two or the more sewers intersect or change their directions. So these manholes are present or located at every 50 to 60 meter. Okay, the sewerage system has number of manholes that is located at every 50 to 60 meter. So these manholes are also present at points where there is a change in the direction of sewerage. Okay, and where two or more sewers are connected. So every locality has a system that allows removal of waste from the houses and industries. So this is a picture of the sewerage system. From here, the sewerage system, this is the sewerage system. It consists of network of the pipe, of a big pipe and a small pipe. Okay, that connect to the drain of the houses, like the kitchen waste, the bathroom wash basins, and the other drain from the floor. So the drain pipe, these are the drain pipe. So these drain pipes discharge their waste to the wider pipes, which is connected to the main sewer line. This is the main sewer line. Okay, that is present underground. So all the sewers lines are present underground and form a interconnected network. So this is a complete network here. Okay, and this finally discharge waste into the main sewer that is present near your house. This is another network of a deep underground pipe which connect the sewer from the locality or from the different roads. Okay, and from that place they take the waste to the sewage treatment plant. This is the sewage treatment plant. They take all the waste to the sewage treatment plant, that is also known as wastewater treatment plant. So this sewerage system is like a transport system of interconnected pipes that carrying the sewerage from the point of being produced to the point of disposal at the wastewater treatment plant. Okay. Next is the wastewater treatment plant. How we can treat the wastewater, or we can say the cleaning the polluted water to get the clean water. So the wastewater includes the biological and the physical and the chemical matters, and hence involve the biological, physical and chemical process of removal of the contaminants from the water. Okay, wastewater treatment plant, the sewage or the polluted water is treated by the various process to reduce its level of pollutant or to reduce its level of contaminant, so that it is suitable to release into the river or the water body. So to understand this process, you have to understand this complete process about the wastewater treatment plant. So the physical and the biological process of treatment of water are, first is about the separation of the large object from sewage water. First is we have to remove the impurities and the large object from the sewage water. So this is a bar screener. So by the help of this bar screener, the wastewater is passed through these bar screener and remove all the big objects from the water, like the plastic bottles, napkins, rags, can and sticks. So it's a screening, because here the wastewater is made to pass through these bar screens. So these bar screens remove the large and the suspended objects, and these are the objects like plastic bottle, napkins, and we can say the rags, cans, sticks. Next Second method is about the separation of sand and dirt, or we can say the grit and the sand removal tank. So in this tank, the wastewater is then sent to a grit and a sand removal tank. The speed of the water is decreased at this step, and this allows the sand, dirt and pebbles to easily settle down. So here this is a picture of the grit and the sand removal tank. Here in this tank, speed of the wastewater is slowed so that this grit and the sand settle down at the bottom of the tank, and the wastewater flowing above passes to the next tank. Next tank is about the first sedimentation tank, that is the removal of solid. In this tank, the wastewater is allowed to stand for some time. Okay, here now the water cycle in a tank called clarifier, which is sloped in the center, and this lets the solids like a feces to settle at the bottom. So this is called as sludge. In this tank, the wastewater is allowed to stand for some time. So this tank, sedimentation tank, is a large tank with a slope in the middle. Then the sludge is where the solid particles get settled down, that is sludge. Sludge is then separated from the water with the help of scraper. Then this sludge is separated from the water with the help of scraper. So this is the water clarifier. Here sedimentation tank, most of the solid organic matters like the feces settle at the bottom. So this is sludge. All these feces settle at the bottom is called sludge. So which is removed from the water from time to time. So in the first sedimentation tank, the suspended organic matter is removed in the form of sludge. Okay. Then this sludge, the substances like oil, the greases are removed with the help of a skimmer. So as they float above the water, this step clarify the water. Okay. Again, this sludge is taken out from the bottom of the tank and transferred to the another tank, that is called, we can say that it's a digester tank, because this sludge is so obtained is passed into the tank where the anaerobic bacteria is present. So these anaerobic bacteria, they decomposed the waste material. Okay. When they decompose the waste material, they produce some biogases, and these biogases used as a fuel. These biogas can be used for producing the electricity also. And the sludge that is left after the biogas is dry, that is used as a manure. After this process, forming the fuel, the biogas is used as a fuel. The sludge is left after the biogas process. So then biogas is dry and it is used as a manure. Manure is a natural fertilizer for the agriculture purpose. So in this process, these two useful products are formed, which are biogas and dry sludge. So biogas is used as a fuel, while the dry sludge is used as a manure. Okay. Next is about the second tank. Here the suspended sludge removal. How we can remove the suspended sludge. So in this tank, we can say this is a second sedimentation tank. Here the clarified water also need to be cleaned further. So it is moved to an aerator that pumps air into it. And this allows aerobic bacteria to grow in this water. Okay. So in this tank, the aerobic bacteria along with the decomposed matters, they settle down at the bottom of the tank. Okay. In the form of activated sludge. So they removed the activated sludge and passed to the digester tank. So this is a aerator. Here the clarified water again cleaned by the help of the air. So here the aerobic bacteria grow in this water to easily clean the all the waste material that is left. Okay. Then the top layer of the treated water has a very low organic and the suspended matter. So it is free from most of the harmful, the toxic substances. Okay, and it is safe to be discharged into sea, river or ground. So this water gets further cleaned by the nature acid because it percolates down into the ground and it passes through the layers of the sand and the gravels, and that's how it's get cleaned. Okay, this is all about the wastewater treatment. First step is about the screening, where the wastewater passes through the bar screener to remove the large suspended particles. Next is the grit and the sand removal tank. Here in the grit and the sand settle down at the bottom of the tank. Then third part is about the sedimentation, where the most of the solid organic matter settle down at the bottom as a sludge. Then this sludge is decomposed by anaerobic bacteria, okay, and used to produce the biogas and the dry sludge that is used for manure. Okay, then the skimmer is used to remove all the oil particle and the grease particle from the bottom. Then is the aeration tank, from where the aerobic bacteria use the oxygen to decompose this complete waste matter. So at the last stage, your treated water, or we can say this treated water, it can be discharged into the sea, river or ground. Okay. Next is about the aerobic bacteria consume the organic waste, soaps, foods, waste and other element that remains in the clarified water. So this water is allowed to settle for the several hours, and then these waste materials settle down in the tank. This is called activated sludge. Okay, by sedimentation, all the solid matter settle down at the bottom in the form of activated sludge, then which is removed. Next, this water is removed from the top of this sludge with the help of the machines or the sand drying bags, and the sludge is then dried, and this sludge can be used as a manure. After that, your water is completely clean and we can reuse it again. Next is about the homework part of this lecture. So the first question is, sewage is mainly a liquid waste, a solid waste, a gaseous waste, or a mixture of solid or a gas. Second question is, why are the open drains a concern? Third one is, how are the open drains harmful to human health? Why these open drains harmful to the human health and how? Okay, so this is it about this video. Thank you and have a nice day.